In 2016, you stopped playing WoW. Since then, you missed it. You couldn't keep it growing up. My fiancé knows this and you offer to play Classic with him. He does regular 10-hour shifts and looks tired. Should I consider trying to play with him? I don't want to cause additional stress. Drag, games are meant to be fun. Play a game in a fun way with someone. If you want to sit and play a game with someone and you don't make much progress, but you are with them during that progress, that's fine. That's sometimes all you need it to be. I think people sometimes worry about making progress too much. They're like, oh, I've only got an hour to play every night. My friends only got an hour to play. They play slower than me. What do you care more about? The progress in the adventure or the adventure with them? Don't worry about how far you get or how fast you get. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Just chill. Play with them, have a good time, go through the adventure, and if they've only got half an hour to an hour a day or a couple of hours a week, that's fine. That's totally okay. You don't need to be following the achievements constantly. You don't need to rate your progress off how far or how fast you're going. It's totally okay to go a little bit slower. And if you want to stare at a ring light until you get migraines, go for that too. That can also work. That's a fine thing you can do. Is that why I'm playing solo? I like to team up with people every now and again, but I also don't want to feel that I have to be... I don't want to feel that I have to go at someone else's pace, whether it's faster or slower than mine. And I also don't want to feel that I'm forcing somebody else to go at my pace, whether it's faster or slower than theirs. Which is why teaming up with people is all about finding that balance of where the team should go to. Just play with your friends and take your time with it. I mean, you could RP walk through the whole thing if you wanted to, but I don't particularly want to. You struggle with co-op games because the people you play with rush as fast as possible. I feel that. I understand that. I feel what you're saying with that. It sucks. Sometimes you want to go slow, sometimes you want to go fast. Zap says, I play 80% solo and 20% with your wife. Same. There's a joke there, but I'm not going to make it. I'm above that. I see so many people message me and say things like, my friend group are rushing off ahead of me, what do I do? Or, my friend group aren't keeping up with me, what do I do? And I say, why are you playing with your friend group? What is the goal of playing the game with your friend group? Is it to actually experience the game with these people? Or is it for you to all get to the end game and do the stuff at the very end? What is the point? Because if the point is you simply want to get to the end of the game, then yeah, those guys are going to rush off ahead of you. I totally get it. And if the point is we want to go through the adventure together. I mean, how many times have we walked really far in this stream so far? How many times? We did that Scarlet Monastery Cathedral run. It took us ages, but you know what? We did it. Sometimes you have to say to your friends, look, this is the adventure I want to have. Just because somebody is your friend does not mean they want to experience a video game in the same way that you want to experience it. Doesn't mean they want to go on an adventure the same way you want to. It's important to be able to talk to your friend and say, look, this is the experience I want to have with you. Like, you can be friends with someone, go to a theme park and realize that you want completely different things from that theme park. Some of you want roller coasters, some of you want the waltzer, some of you want the horror train, some of you want to just walk around nature for a bit. And that's fine. What if the friend doesn't get it? The point of you being a friend is to be able to talk to them and explain what you want and what they want. It's about that connection. That's why they're your friend. If you are unable to talk to them in a fair and direct and honest way, you're going to struggle with friendship in general. Sometimes personalities and play styles are incompatible. I have friends that want to play the most casual game of Magic the Gathering ever. And I have friends that want to play super duper competitive. And I enjoy playing with both those people based on the kind of game that they want to play. But those people do not enjoy playing Magic against each other. And that's okay. They can still be friends because they still hold the same, general values in life. They just don't want to experience a game in the same way. And so many people come into the stream and say, hey, me and my friend group are playing this, but we're all playing it differently. Just talk to them. Why do you think I've got so many characters? Because I don't want to blitz one character super far ahead and not be able to play with either the guild, who aren't able to play as often as I am, or my friends that want to join the game, and I don't want to say to them, sorry man, I can't play with you, I'm level like 60 already and you're only level 10, it's not going to work. I want to have that, I want to have the ability to connect like that. To me, the connection is more important than the progress. This happened when you play Borderlands co-op. They played with their super high level characters, did all the work and rushed you through and you couldn't pay attention. It ruined the experience. MMORPG players, I think, are particularly bad for it. If your friend starts playing an MMORPG and you take it upon yourself to use your incredibly high-level character to rush them through to the end game, because that's the fun bit for you, don't be surprised when they quit. Because the fun bit for you had a load of work behind it. It had narrative connection. It had personal build-up. It had a plot. It had an idea. The characters and the NPCs and the situations had setup. You are removing that from them. That's why when people say, hey, do you want me to run you through this dungeon so you don't have to do anything for it? Why would I want that? That you're saying, hey, this is a fun, competitive, mechanical test in the game. What if we just removed all of that? I think MMORPG players especially just get so caught up in the idea of showing their friends the good bit that they forget that it's like reading a book. You wouldn't say, hey, this is my favorite story. Let me summarize the first 100 pages for you and then you can just read the last 2 pages. Well, no, because reading the book is part of what makes the final chapter good. And of course, pacing is an issue. There are some stories that don't get good for a while, but experiencing more of the pace is important. Broken Mage says counterport, Final Fantasy XIV. I mean, yeah, if you want to just boost someone to the end of FF14, fine, but personally, I enjoy playing through it. I think that it gets better toward the end, but that's not to say the start isn't good or set up some characters that matter. An ex-boyfriend of yours power leveled you through WoW because he wanted a tank. I got to experience next to zero of the WoW world because of it, and I regret it immensely. Yeah, absolutely. Can you give me advice on how to find gaming friends? I struggle with that because of my age and everyone has their well-established group. Making friends as somebody older is super annoying. I think we realize as we get older that most people that we end up being friends with are just people that we are forced to spend an extended amount of time with, either at school or at work. Sometimes the thing that I missed most from school is just having a consistent group of people that I see every day. Yeah, most societies often do end up being built out of convenience, not necessarily built out of deep personal connection. But I think one of the most things, that's why it was so important to me to get this guild going. It was extremely important to me to say, right, we're going to get this guild going. We're going to make it work. Because people have made friends through this. People have made friends through stories, through Twitch streams, through connection, through in-game matchmaking. I think the reason that people used to make more friends through MMORPGs is because the games themselves used to just be, you would turn the game on and it was a digital third space. That's what I've tried to explain to people MMORPGs used to be. They weren't necessarily the greatest games you ever played, but they were your hangout zone. They were your digital malls. They were your digital skate parks. This was it was a chat room with a game attached to it, and the focus on the chat was kind of paramount. Now the focus on the game is paramount, and people have proven that when they come into this stream and say, hey, my friendship groups are running off ahead of me. I'm like, the friendship groups are meant to just be hanging out in the game. The game is meant to happen at whatever pace the friendship group wants it to happen at. If the game is taking priority over the friendship, you're focusing on the wrong things. This is why you stopped playing Final Fantasy XIV for a few years. Good friends, role-playing, they got divorced and both stopped playing, the guild fell apart. Games are meant to be facilitators of social interaction, not demanders of social time. And you can just stop playing a game if it's not fun. Like, I know that's a terrifying concept, but you can just do that. You wonder how lonely teenage gamers are these days. You know what? Probably very. One of the things that persistent worlds, like World of Warcraft, used to do, especially when there was one server kind of per world and you didn't have mega servers, was it created a community. If you log on to play Fortnite or you log on to play Roblox, you will probably see each player once, maybe twice. You might bump into people every now and again, but you're not going to spend some time messaging them, because the messaging systems in those games are not the most fluid. They're not the easiest. You'll notice that in MMORPGs, connecting and communicating with other players is remarkably easy compared to other games, because the communication was always meant to be the focus. I mean, maybe, kid or teenage gamer these days are actually loving the way that, these games connect them, but I think that it's designed to be ephemeral. It's designed to be temporary as opposed to permanent.